In PowerDirector 17, let's take a look at video inside a video, or picture inside a picture, or video inside, or just let's really play around with how we can manipulate our videos. I've had quite a few questions on this, and in this tutorial of PowerDirector 17, we're going to show you how to do this. Now, at the very top, you're going to see a gear, and that's going to be set user preferences. We want to go in here first before we do any of this. And then we want to click on display. We want to make sure we have two things set. Snap to reference lines. And we want to set our grid lines. You'll see where I've got a check mark there. Now, you may want to set that to 4x4 if you're doing like video in each corner, because it'll probably make it easier for you. But I usually work in 10x10. So once you have it set the way you want, simply hit OK, and now we're ready to go. Now, all you're going to do is start dropping things down on your timeline, and if your timeline doesn't have enough spots, simply click where it says add additional video and tracks, just up to the left side there a little bit, you'll see it. And basically you can add more tracks. Usually you do it below whatever one's last. Okay, so I've got a photo here. I'm going to put this on, and then I'll stretch it out. Now, I guess I'll run, I guess we'll grab a video. And then maybe I'll grab another photo and put that on my fourth one here. And then I'll grab an actual video. Maybe of the buffalo. So we got 4 items. Now we want to edit each one separately. So we're going to click them. And I could go into Designer here and select Pip Designer, because that's what we want to go into. Or I can just double click the one I want to edit. And the biggest key here is over here on the left side where it says Maintain Aspect Ratio. You're turning that off. If you don't turn that off, and let's say I grab this to edit it, it's moving the whole picture. Do you see that? That's what it's moving. But if I turn off Maintain Aspect Ratio, now I can change basically whatever I want. It gives me more control. We'll put this one in the top left, and you'll notice you're starting to see little lines in there. Those are those grid lines we actually set, which is actually making it easier. They're very faint to help you when you're actually editing. All I'm doing is grabbing the little dots and then dragging it. And then I'm just going to hit OK. And we're going to do this for every single one. I'm going to move down to the video one now. And double click that one and enter the Pip Designer also. Again, turn off Maintain Aspect Ratio. And we're just going to shrink things up a little bit. And I guess I'll do this one in the top right. Now, it's like I said, if you had your grid 4x4, you'd only see 4x4 lines, and it would be a whole lot easier, probably. And this particular picture here, I'll go into Pip Designer. And this one's of the squirrel. And again, we're just shrinking her down, trying to find out that sweet spot, basically. Move it over. And hit OK. Last one we got here is of the buffalo, which will bring it all together now. Again, turn off Maintain Aspect Ratio. And you'll see how that pulls it all in. Bring that down. And we're all lined up. So hit OK. Now we've got a couple pictures, we've got a couple videos, we'll hit our play, and you'll notice our videos are working inside our videos here. So that's awesome. But let's say I want to have the Blue Jay inside the buffalo video. Okay? So let's say I want to do that. So I'll double click on the Blue Jay, go back into the Pip Designer, and then normally I would just think, hey, I'll just shrink this down, you know, and I'll just move it down on top of here, right? Yeah, that looks good. Now we got video on top of video. And then I'll go in here And I'll hit play and I'll be like, well, what happened to my Blue Jay? It's not showing up. You will notice, you'll see the little dots there when I click on the Blue Jay video. It's showing, but it's not showing up. And that's because we've got the buffalo at the bottom and the Blue Jay at the top. And because the buffalo's on the bottom and it's taking up the whole screen, it's sitting higher than the Blue Jays. All we got to do is move the buffalo up, move the buffalo down because it's a much smaller screen, move this buffalo back again, and now notice that the Blue Jay is going to play. So whatever item is smaller, place it closer to the bottom. Whichever item is bigger, place it closer to the top, and then you'll have the items stacked on top of each other. And really, that's all there is to it. When you want to run video on video or picture in the picture, you want to move your pictures around, you want to have multiple pictures on the screen, you're going to do it inside the PIP designer. Now keep in mind, when we do this, we can't edit all of them at the same time. Okay, like for example, in this one, I clicked it on the Blue Jay, so I can edit the Blue Jay where I want. But I can't edit the buffalo. I can't edit the squirrel. I can't edit the pictures at all. You have to edit each one separately. And when you get that down pat, that's all you're doing is working in the PIP designer. Turn off maintain aspect ratio, and you're off and running in PowerDirector 17. At any rate, guys, easy. Like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit me with a comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.